welcome to my channel, or welcome back. My name is Kao, for those who don't know me. I also go by UArt, and I am an artist. I mostly draw enhypen, mostly Nikki. So yeah, if you're new here, I'm very glad you're here. Today, I am going to sketch Nikki and try to answer some of you guys' question. I asked you guys on Instagram for questions, and those I will be answering today. Some of them, not all. That will be too much. But I hope you guys will enjoy. And yeah, let's go. When did you start drawing, and what were your first inspirations, people, etc.? So I've always loved to draw ever since I was a little child. I started taking art seriously at the end of 2018, but way before that I already did like fan art for my favorite childhood shows and my favorite childhood movie. My favorite show was Mia and Me, some of you guys maybe know, and Ostwind, which was like a German movie I used to watch so often back then, and I like used to draw the characters and all. So yeah, I always kind of did fan art. But when I got into K-pop, like really got into K-pop at the end of 2018, this is when I started to like really get into it and draw human faces. So my first inspiration back then was BTS. Around that time was also when I got like my first real like high quality art materials. So I would say that was the point where I like really got into it. Were you self-taught? Yes, I am completely self-taught. I started drawing with like zero fundamentals and just YouTube tutorials and my own observation, and I kind of regret like not learning fundamentals before like starting out. Like I started with realism, and you know, the proportions were off. So yes, I am self-taught. Did you have a moment where you wanted to give up on drawing? Yes, as I already mentioned, I've been drawing seriously since 2018, and from 2018 until now, October 2025. And to mention, I am, by the way, 21 years old. When I started in 2018, I was 14. I had multiple times where I like completely stopped drawing or thought, okay, maybe this is not for me, because I didn't see myself improving, didn't have inspiration. For example, throughout the years, especially in 2022, I had like huge mental health issues, and it completely drained like every inspiration out of my body, every motivation. I think I didn't draw for almost a year back then, and then I thought it was like over. I thought I would like never get really back into it, but look where we are now. I'm glad I didn't give up on drawing, even though it was hard at times, where I struggled or where I didn't see myself improve, where I didn't like my drawings. There were times like that. Like every artist goes through it, I think, but I say never give up on your dreams. And it was a huge dream of mine, and still is, to like become an artist I can be proud of myself. And yeah, so never give up. How did you become an engine? So Basically, I knew about enhypen ever since Island, but I personally did not watch it. My friend did though, and I kind of kept up with it through her. I knew about Jay. I was like, oh my god, he's so cool. But I didn't know about the other members because, yeah, I didn't watch it. But I immediately watched their debut. You know, when Give and Taken came out, I immediately watched it. And yeah, this is how I became an engine. I've been locked in with them ever since. Yeah. What made you choose Ricky as your bias? Well, there wasn't really a moment where I was like, okay, I'm choosing you. It was more of a silent process because my first bias was Jay. He's still my second, I might add. But when enhypen made their debut, I was fully AJ biased. Like, I was like, that's my man, you know. Mainly probably because I didn't know the other members, and I found Jay like really cool and talented, and you know, everything. And I remember watching the music video of Give and Taken, and you know, the scene where Ricky is like crawling on the floor. That was the first time I like saw that he's there, and I was like, oh my god, he's so cute, he's so tiny. And I think the moment, I mean, I'm not thinking, I know the moment I kind of questioned myself if Jay is truly my bias was when I watched enhypen and High season 2, I believe. There was like the variety show that came out after Island, and they were like on vacation somewhere, I don't know, and they played that one game where they had to like read Korean sentences, and you know, Ricky's Japanese and he was still struggling with the language back then. You know, if they failed, they didn't get like food, I hope I remember correctly, but he was like not getting it right, and it was like I thought he was so adorable, and I don't know why I made such a big deal out of it, but in my head I was like, I cannot change my bias from Jay to Nikki. In my head it just didn't work. And I think my best friend was the first person to actually tell me, girl, who are you fooling? Everyone knows you're Ricky biased. Yeah, and then I was like, okay, you know what? Right. And yeah, that's when he became a bias, I guess. Songs you prefer while sketching or studying? When I study, I don't listen to music because, or like just ambient sounds, like I cannot concentrate on studying with music. But while sketching, I basically listen to my playlist. It depends on the reference. If it's like a dreamy reference, I listen to these snowfall songs. They're like match the vibe of many of my drawings very well, but usually I just listen to my playlist, and my playlist mainly contains like American rap, like Travis Scott, and I also obviously listen to enhypen, Nessa Barrett, The Weeknd, Lana Del Rey, basically just my favorite artists. Do you force yourself to draw sometimes? I've definitely forced myself to draw before, but to be honest, I haven't really forced myself in a long time, because if I don't feel inspired, I just do something completely different, and after a few days my inspiration and motivation just comes back naturally. So I wouldn't say I am forcing myself. Sometimes I feel a little less motivated, but then I'm sitting down and draw to kind of make myself feel better, but sometimes it's not working, and then I just stop so that I don't force myself. But I've definitely been forcing myself before. I'm very sure about that. Any tips for beginner artists in painting and sketching? Okay, so for all the people who don't know me, who are here for the first time, I am also a painter. I'm gonna show you some of my paintings. And I also do sketches, which I'm doing in the video. And to kind of give some tips, first of all, if you like, it depends on what subject you're sketching or painting. For my case, I sketch and paint human beings, and my tip, which I really wish someone told me back then, like really told me, is to practice fundamentals, to get into methods, how to get proportions of the face right, because I didn't do that back then. I just started my drawing with drawing the eyes, and after some time I decided to get into like methods, and it made me notice that I have like no idea how to actually build up the face, so I had to learn that. And it would have been better if I started with learning fundamentals. For painting, what helped me improve, especially in laying down the colors, was like actually learning color theory and how to especially build up skin tones, because back then that was my weakness. Also how to layer, especially watercolor. My style is more of a translucent, transparent watercolor style, so it definitely depends on the style. Yeah, I could do a separate video on like painting and sketching tips, because this would get too long now. If you're interested in that, let me know and I can do that in the future. I think that would be fun. In what ways did enhypen influence your art? So, enhypen actually plays a big, huge role in how I improved over the years. Like, I kind of think that I found big parts of my current style thanks to them, because they kept me creative, they kept me inspired, they kept me motivated to draw. And especially with painting, I don't know, they influence my art in a way that they just keep me creative. I don't know if I would like not have them, I wouldn't know where I would be right now. Like, would I still be drawing? Because they're like the biggest reason I posted on my art account again, and like continuously posted. I literally associate Orange Blood Nikki with you, especially your profile picture. Was that on purpose? Oh my god. Some maybe know, some might not know, but Orange Blood Ricky is my favorite era of him. Orange Blood is in general my favorite enhypen album. But if you follow me on Instagram, I've been having that one picture of Ricky for, I think, since 2023. I haven't changed it ever since, and many people told me that they like connect this picture of him to me, and it's like so funny. But the reason behind it is that it's my favorite era. the hair, the styling, the vibes. It's just, I love it so much. And I think I will never change that. Like, I connect a lot to this era, to this photo. I also, like, I cannot really remember when I had a different profile picture. I think if I change it now, that would look so weird to me. What helped you improve the most in drawing faces? Like, was it observation, anatomy, or basics? Personally, I know for a fact that it, in my case, was observation and practice. Definitely not anatomy, because I got into like practicing anatomy way too late that it could have like built my fundamentals. So yeah, for me it was basically like observing the face and then drawing what I see, and doing that over 7 years almost always consistently. I had breaks, bigger breaks, we talked about that. It definitely makes you improve. So for my case, it was observation and practice. Practice is always the key, trust me. And I think drawing Nikki's face is by now muscle memory or just a feeling, because sometimes, you know, I outsketch his face and I immediately see when it's off, and I've made like 3 strokes. Yeah. What sets Enna apart from other groups in your opinion? Like, what draws you to them? Definitely the concept, the vampire concept. I love vampires. I've always loved vampires. Then obviously their music. I love their whole discography. It's amazing. It's like genius. Obviously their personalities, their sweet souls, just the whole package. I could never find another group like them, and I think that is a huge reason why I only fully stand enhypen, like fully am an engine. I do love aespa a lot, but they cannot be compared to enhypen for me personally, because I don't know, enhypen is just that group to me. And yeah, one of my closest friends asked, would you rather have 1 giant Ricky or 10 tiny Rickies? If you're seeing this, I love you, but I think I would go with 1 giant Ricky, because I get overwhelmed so easily and anxious. I think 10 tiny Rickies might be too much for me, and 1 giant Ricky, I think that's doable. Now onto the last question, because time's almost up. What's something about Ricky that draws you towards him? That's actually such a hard question, because there are so many reasons, but I think the biggest one is his overall calm nature. His energy that he gives off has like a really like calming effect to me. He's healing for my soul, if I can say it like that without sounding too cheesy. I'd say obviously the whole package, like him, I don't know, I just really adore him. He's such a sweetheart. He's so talented. He's obviously good looking. He got it all, and yeah, I just really love him. I could talk about this for hours, but I have like a few minutes left, so let's not. So this is everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this little Q&A. I didn't want this video to get too long, because I think like videos over 20 minutes is already really long. For everyone who is still watching, thank you for coming to my little talk and watch me draw. I hope this was helpful for one or the other person. And yeah, it was really fun answering these questions, not just on my Instagram story like I usually do, or in my live stream, but like in a YouTube video format. That's really nice. I wanted to do that for such a long time, and I'm happy I finally did. And yeah, I'm finishing off this drawing now, and I hope I'm going to see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.